Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your cleaning business to 6 figures and beyond. Pow! So these are the things, 3 things to be exact, that I learned. And once I learned these 3 things, it really made me rich when it came to government cleaning contracts. So if you want to learn these 3 simple things, but you do have to do them and with great detail, so they're specific, then make sure you stay tuned to look at this video to receive that information. Also, if you stay to the end, I have a bonus that's going to share a little even more on what you need to do. So you're ready? Let's go. Number 1, I made sure I had my website, my introduction letter, and my capability statement. You definitely need those 3 things. Your website needs to have government services listed. Go into detail on what type of services you're going to do when it comes to performing services for the government. When it came to my capability statement, I actually had a template already ready, so that way it was ready to go. Now I could tweak it if I needed to, if I was going to do something different with maybe a different agency, but for the basis, I had my letter already ready, my capability statement already ready. It was 1 page, very, very easy for me to either have on my website or to give it to that contracting officer or that agency. Number 3, I had my introduction letter ready. And in my introduction letter, I had 3 main areas. Number 1, I talked about myself, about a paragraph. Number 2, I talked about my company, about a paragraph. And number 3, I talked about that differentiator that separates me from all the other companies that are out there. That is the one that I spent the most time on. So now I've got my website done, pow. I've got my capability statement, and I've got my introduction letter ready to go. The second thing I did was I got busy on usaspending.gov, and I looked up for the day that I was actually, let's say I did it on Monday. I went that day under usaspending.gov, and I did my research. I looked for 3 agencies, 3 that had utilized my services that day. That's how specific I was. Once I did that, I then wrote down those 3 agencies, and this is what I did for part number 3. Number 3, I sent that capability statement to that particular program manager or the small business program manager for that agency. I definitely went to do the research to find their name. So you're just going to go to that agency and Google the small business program manager or small business procurement manager, buyer. They all have different little titles, but it's one and the same. I then sent that introduction directly to them, to that agency. I sent my capability statement directly to them. And then I followed up with a phone call. I was looking for bids that were a specific amount of money. 1, they had to be under $100,000. I didn't go over that because it was just me. I was just one person, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to fit what they were looking for. Now, when I got the phone call back where they wanted me to they followed up with me, and they wanted me to prepare a capability briefing. Yes, make sure you have your capability briefing ready as well. It is a PowerPoint just talking about what your company can do. Pretty much the outline of what the introduction letter is. The only difference is it's on PowerPoint. It's called a capability briefing. They reached back out to me and said they wanted me to do a Zoom capability briefing. I did the Zoom capability briefing, and I made sure that I let them know that I was able to hire more individuals if needed. So they knew that I knew my stuff because I had my capability briefing already ready, capability statement, my introduction letter. I knew what agency to pitch to, which ones needed my services, and guess what? Once I learned those particular things, implemented the action, I started becoming wealthy, rich when it came to making money with government cleaning contracts, and you can do the same thing. Now, all you need to do is make sure you have all that stuff in place. It's not that challenging. Like I said, get that website up, craft that introduction letter with the 3 points I talked about, and make sure that you have your capability statement ready. Find those agencies on usaspending.gov. Then Google the program managers, small business procurement. The small business is what you're looking for because you're considered a small business. Get that phone number as well as get the email address. They're small business specialists. They are there to help you, the small business owner. Then get busy doing what I just mentioned to you. Give them an email, then follow up with an actual phone call. Just remember, your introduction letter is the written form. Your capability is your resume. Your website is like your billboard for saying what you can do. And then your capability briefing is that PowerPoint when they all come together and you are highlighted and you want to stretch your stuff. So make sure you spend a lot of time on separating yourself from all the other companies. Now that bonus I had for you, there are certain things that they do not like, and there are certain keywords that you want to stay away from. So if you click the description, I'm going to give you several words. There's like 25 words you want to stay away from when you're talking to government buyers. Like quality. What does that mean? They want facts. They want details. So I'm going to give you that to make sure that when you're doing your capability statement and when you are crafting your introduction letter and when you're doing your elevator pitch, which is what you're saying when you talk to them, you stay away from these, 20 to 25 words. So they're going to be in the description. You're just going to click on, and they are going to take you right there so that you know which ones you want to stay away from. So I'm really hoping this helps you land your contracts. Notice I said with an S, or your first contract. If you want to learn more, guess what you can do? You can actually come to my no bid workshop where I show you how not to do any bidding. No bidding at all. If you don't want to do any bidding, you don't have to. I'm going to teach that workshop. Bring pen and paper so you can learn what you can do, implement in 40 minutes. If you've been running around and you want to win a government contract, which this time is one of the best times, and you don't want to do any bidding, guess what? I have 3 simple ways during this workshop that I'm going to teach you absolutely free that you can implement immediately to win your first contract without any bidding. So if that sounds good to you, space is limited. Make sure you click to register in the description. And until the next video, be safe and take care. Bye-bye.